Last show of 2022 on Comic Book Canon. Y'all probably didn't need me to yell that. You all probably knew that. That's right. It is the last show of 2022. And we appreciate all you people that have spent your Sundays, Fridays, Saturdays, whatever day we were during that week with us talking about comic books and everything we love. As some may know, Chris is not here. He is spending time with his family. He's okay. If you guys want to hit him up, he's okay. Hit him up. But just letting you know, you will see him back better than ever in 2023. We'll be live on Mondays in 2023, starting on the 9th. I think it's the 9th. But tonight, you may be like, hey, who's the guest co-host? Or who's the co-host? Because this guy is definitely, he's there pretty much. He's our, who is he? I can't remember what I call him. But anyways, and if you clicked on the link and watching YouTube, you definitely know it's Joe, aka 360 Comics. What's happening?
Tom Hanks, man. I'm the Tom Hanks of Comic Book Canon.
You're our Comic Book Canon. Yeah, I came up with that and I forgot it in the moment. That's so embarrassing. Okay. Shame on me. But I'm just overjoyed with this joyous time of year. Am I right?
Oh, man. I'm excited to be here.
We're seriously, man. Love having you on. You are part of the team, basically. Or when we get desperate and we need somebody on, we ask you.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. But real quick, let's just do the cliche holiday pleasantries. Are you going to have a good Christmas? Are you going to have a good holiday? You going to have a good New Year?
Yeah, I'm going to do some serious reorganization of the comic book room. Hopefully that'll have my my live sales a little bit more streamlined, more accessible to books when people ask for specific things. So that's kind of one of my New Year's goals. So that's going to be up my alley, and of course hanging out with friends and family.
Okay, that's good. I'm going to be cleaning up my house. It's been a while. It's not disheveled. It's not like embarrassing by any means, but it's time. I've left some things to I'll organize that later. So I'll take care of that. My daughter celebrates Hanukkah. She celebrates Christmas, and then she has her birthday, as I've told you before. So it's quite a busy year, but super, super exciting. Anyways, you know what else is exciting? We got some decent news this week, and I think you saw the show rundown here. So we're just going to get right into it. As y'all know, we were off last week as well, but as y'all know, DC is just in the midst of a DC change up again.
Wait. Yeah. We didn't say hi to our friends.
No, we do that after the news.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I shouldn't have said anything. You know this show better than I do.
Well,
I don't.
You know what? I may fire you on the spot, and it's going to be really awkward.
It's been a long time since I got kicked off this show.
But I will prompt you to say hello to people because you're really eager to do so after the news, like we do every week.
Okay, sounds good.
Let people trickle in. That's the plan. Like let people trickle in. Some may not be interested in the news. They may be interested in other segments. But anyways, are you done interrupting me?
Yeah, I give the floor back to you.
Appreciate that. We'll go over the apologies later in the show, but we're good for now because I just want to get right to the news because again, DC's being DC. However, as Chris and I think Joe, you talked about this too. I think they're on a better track now, but it's going to hurt a little bit, people. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. And there's no way of getting around it. Yeah. The past few weeks have been full of DCU stories with those. And with those stories, we get knee-jerk reactions. Some of these reactions are understandable. Others, like #Fire James Gunn, are a bit ridiculous. Either way, changes are absolutely coming to the DCU. The new CEOs, James Gunn, as you see here, and Peter Safran have been hard at work on a new 10-year roadmap for the DCU. With that roadmap, it has just been reported by The Wrap that James Gunn will be writing a script for Superman that focuses on the character's early years as a reporter in Metropolis. I think you guys all know where we're getting at here with this. Am I right? Gunn tweeted, Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our, excuse me, that wasn't intentional, about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. But we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. As we all know here as fans, WB brought Cavill back for Black Adam, which I just saw last night for the first time, believe it or not. Side note as well, I tried to see it in the theater, but they kicked me out because the fire alarm went off and they wouldn't let us back in. Anyways, they brought Cavill back for Black Adam, and then all parties came out stating Cavill is back as Superman, and multiple projects are in the works. Well, this is now 2 months later, and he's gone. To be honest, Joe, I don't see this as Gunn's fault. This is kind of the continued. This is the residue, the mess from previous executives. I'm on board with what Gunn and Safran are going to bring to the DCU. Just know people, are not good with changes. And as the hashtag Fire James Gunn is indicating, wait till they get to the roadmap, I'm sure. So who knows what they're going to keep, what they're going to let go. But I definitely want your thoughts.
So I'm just going to go, riding off of what you said about the hashtag and Fire James Gunn. Who else has put out enough content, as much content as him, that pretty much all of his content is universally loved? People loved Guardians of the Galaxy. People loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. People loved the Suicide Squad, especially after the terrible first Suicide Squad, which he didn't have anything to do with that one. People love Peacemaker. People are, who thought 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that Peacemaker would be one of the most popular DC characters?
I would not have bet money on that.
No, not a chance in the world. And I have a lot of hope for the future of DC. And personally, I'm into like the darker stuff. I'm into like the more like brooding dark side of DC Comics. But James Gunn's probably not going to go too much in that direction because that's not his thing. But nonetheless, I see it being a positive change. We have not had a good DC.
We have not had a consistent DCEU, sure, which is now DCU.
Sure, there have been good movies, plenty of them. But there have also been real stinkers.
Oh yeah, garbage, absolute hot mess. Yeah,
like unwatchable movies. Yeah, plenty of them. And just not even just the DCEU stuff, but also going back prior to that. Think Catwoman from the early 2000s. I know that was almost 20 years ago at this point, but still take that into account because Marvel was putting out fire at that point.
Yeah,
they were doing great stuff. As far as replacing Henry Cavill as Superman, I am not a big Superman guy. So I don't have too many opinions on the topic, but he's been in the role for like almost 10 years now. What his first movie was Batman vs Superman in 2000.
No, his first movie was Superman. It was Man of Steel.
That's what I meant. Man of Steel in I think that was 2013, right?
12, 13, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so 10 years ago. I understand people are upset, he wasn't in too many things, but at the same time, he's been in stuff. Let's give someone new. I personally, the only Superman thing that I've really watched and really, really enjoyed was Smallville, which I grew up with. So seeing a younger Superman, more of a, origin story starting off, I'm cool with that. I'm down for it.
I'm cool with that as well. Don't get me wrong. And I'm cool that James Gunn is going to come in and tidy the ship. But again, it's going to hurt because I really enjoyed Cavill as Superman. I love Man of Steel was great. That was a great start to what the DCEU was going to be. Batman versus Superman was a hot mess. Justice League was terrible. The Snyder Cut was a little bit better, but not acceptable in my opinion compared to other things that we were watching.
It was fine instead of bad.
Yeah, exactly. Well put. It was okay. So again, it's going to hurt that Cavill is not a part of this, but they are going to focus on Superman as, again, kind of building that foundation for a bigger DCU. So, Dan De La Torre is not happy. I think he said that. Again, I'm not happy with this either. I think it's an embarrassment that they pulled him back out because he was basically, they said they were moving on from him, or they were trying to move on from him. Then The Rock brought him back on to Black Adam. And then he came out and announced he's back. And again, here we are two months later, and it's like, this sucks. And I feel really bad for him because he left The Witcher for that and what have you. But I think brighter days are ahead for the DCU because, again, Peacemaker and James Gunn's track record is on point. So
absolutely.
Let's not worry about that. I think we'll be in good hands with him. But go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'm a huge Batman fan. I like that they're not touching the Matt Reeves Batman universe. I like that they're still doing that stuff as far as we know. Same thing with Joker. Joker 2 is still rocking and rolling as far as we know. They just need to be
Joker
consistent.
2 again. That's free James Gunn, but I'll blow him a kiss off to the sunset as James Gunn or as Henry Cavill goes. Maybe he'll be picked up by Marvel. I wouldn't mind that. I think he's a great actor.
Hyperion, people are rooting for it.
Yeah. So we shall see. All right, but again, speaking of our good friend Henry Cavill, as we said, it's a really unfortunate situation, but he handled it with absolute class by releasing a statement. I've just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but we must remember Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, onwards and upwards. I mean, can it get any more classier than that?
Good guy. I've heard good things about him.
He exemplifies what Superman is. So again, appreciate the time and work he put into that. I would like to see more Cavill, but I'm open to James Gunn again rebooting this whole thing. So all right, moving on. Our next story is Spider. Oh, dude, just Spider related. Spider-Man. Chris, myself, I think Joe, your favorite character of all time. I'm putting words in your mouth. I'm putting words in your mouth, just trying to have you be more like me. Is what
second favorite after Nightcrawler.
Fine. But as most of you know, earlier this week, Sony just dropped a new trailer, Across the Spider-Verse. Wow, it had a lot. Joe, I don't know what's going on here, but it's my throat's going crazy here. Boy, it had a lot, specifically a lot of spider people. Let's list them off, shall we? You ready, Joe?
Go for it.
Let me just get one more cough out here. All right, we got the PS4 variant that you see in the video game. We got Spider Cop. We got the Spider Clone, Spider-Man Unlimited, Flash Tops and Spider Jocks, Spider Girls, Spider Girl Mayday version, Lady Spider, Superior Spider-Man, Spinneret, and Spiderling, Silver Armor Spider-Man, Mangaverse Spider-Man, 2003 animated Spider-Man, Flipside from Spider-Man 2099, Spider Who Howls at the Moon, Spider-Man MK2 Bulletproof Armor, Spider Girl Anya Crozon, Bagman, Spider-Man from India. I love the name here, by the way. Paviter Prabarka. Pretty close to Peter Parker. And that's just from this first initial trailer. This thing is going to be madness. Over 230 versions of Spider-Man are going to be in this thing. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So this trailer was outstanding. I'm super psyched for it. I feel like the first film was something I had never seen before. The animation was fresh. Bringing Miles into this universe was fresh, or into the mainstream was fresh. Everything about it was outstanding, and I'm here for it, man. Spot will be the main villain in the sequel, in this film and the sequel. So I'm super psyched. How about you?
So as a kid, buying back issues of Spider-Man and new ones off the shelf during the Clone Saga, one of the first comics I ever bought from a dollar bin at my local store was Spectacular Spider-Man 99, that first cover appearance of Spot. And I read that book to death. I wish I still had the original copy that I had, but that was, as a kid, if you'd asked me my favorite comic book cover, that was it. 100%. That yellow background. I actually have a copy somewhere next to me. Who knows if I could find it, but excited for that. Excited for all the Spider characters. I've done some speculating on some of them, and
it's fun.
They've come to fruition. Anya Corazon specifically.
It's fun. Yeah, I think that's a good character to spec on as well. I think the standouts, there are going to be a bunch of standouts, like, Spider Punk. They already have toys out for their Spider Dinosaur. They had toys out already from the film, so it's going to be a massive event. And I wish, when they mentioned what this film was as they were releasing it, I'm like, nobody's going to get the multiverse. Nobody's going to understand that. I was completely wrong. I was wrong with that. I'm going to be wrong with all the Marvel stuff that's going to be coming out. It's a super exciting time to be a comic book fan and a fan of all these characters. And God, I love this. I love this stuff. I know you do too, Joe, don't you?
Love it.
I'm putting don't let me put words in your mouth. I said you're the biggest Spider-Man fan I knew.
He's second.
Right.
Nightcrawler.
Behind Nightcrawler. All right, so that's really good Sony Spider-Man news. And now on to some like more befuddling Spider-Man news. You like that word?
What's befuddling to me is that there is a lot of smack talk about Robert Pattinson's Batman, which is absolutely amazing. One of the best Batman ever. I said it, and I'll say it again.
I mean, God, this is not, guys, he's going off script here. This is not a topic or a segment we're supposed to do, and we would love to hear your opinions in the comments. But I'm going to go, God, it's so tough between Keaton and Bale for me. And I'll leave that.
They're up there.
They're up there.
Them and Pattinson are top 3 for me.
Pattinson's your number 1?
He's up there with Bale and Keaton. I think it goes Keaton, Pattinson, Bale for me, if I really had to put them in place. All
right. Well, let's move on to the next news segment. You're trying to take over the show. It's Chris and my show, not yours yet.
Sorry.
But we squeeze you in every time we can, obviously, because you're the I forgot again.
Tom Hanks, bro.
And I came up with that joke. All right, moving on. Again, we just spoke about some Sony news. That was good news. Now we're going to talk about befuddling news. Sorry, that triggered a whole tangent from Joe over there. So I love Donald Glover. I just want to say that. I think he's wildly talented. Like
insane.
He's everything he touches is fun. It's great. It's entertaining. Music or film or Atlanta, whatever. And he's a handsome man. Look at that dude. Lando Calrissian. Are you kidding me? But THR reported this weekend that Donald Glover, yes, the Donald Glover, who's an all-around genius, as we said, he'll be starring and producing in a film focused on, you ready for this? Hypno Hustler. Yes. You heard that right. Hypno Hustler is a project he's going to be working on. And if you didn't know, Hypno Hustler is a villain with the ability to hypnotize his victims with his guitar. By day, he's known as Antoine Deslone, lead singer of a band called the Mercy Killers. They use their music to rob their audience. I'll tell you what, Miles Murphy, the son of Eddie Murphy, is also attached to write this screenplay. If you're dying to get Hypno Hustler's first appearance, feel free to pick up Amazing Spider-Man number 24. The fair market value right now is $15. However, one just sold yesterday for $45. Yet again, Sony delivers a property that nobody's asking for. So, Joe, I would love to know your thoughts as the biggest Spider-Man fan that I know.
Yeah, as the biggest Spider-Man fan in the known universe, undisputed world champ, I will say that, please, first and foremost, do not go out and spend $180 on this that I've seen it going for. Don't spend $100, don't spend $75, don't spend $50. In fact, I will sell you one for less than it's going for. Spectacular Spider-Man, what is it? 24 is the issue?
Yes.
Do not, honestly, if you find a really high grade one, $25, okay. I can get down with maybe that price. You know, Donald Glover certainly has the talent to put something on the map and make something more popular. But if you spend a dime over $25 on this one, you are gonna lose out at some point. You're gonna have a better opportunity to buy it, I promise you, probably within the next 2 months.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that this is going to get made either. You know, we
not
hear
at all.
I can't remember some of the villains that they said that they're greenlit, and those are not going to be happening. But like, I don't know what Sony's trying to do. I don't know what the character alone attached to Donald Glover sounds like it would be fun, right? That sounds awesome. However, Sony's track record with Venom 1, Venom 2, Morbius, I don't trust them on their own. I don't trust this. Oh, you caught my call.
No, I was throwing up because you said
I don't trust this Craven, animal loving Craven film that they're going to have come out. So I don't know what Sony's doing. I really don't. I don't have the trust in them, and it's concerning. But here we are. We just do a show in each other's basement and talk about comics. So what do we know, right?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: if they take these more obscure characters, like what was El Muerte or El Muerto?
Oh yeah, that's the one Mark Leonard is talking about. Will that movie come out after the one about the wrestling spider villain guy? Forgot about that.
If they're gonna do that and they're gonna make it good, I'm all for it. Like Spot is a pretty obscure character, not as obscure as those two, but still a character that has not shown up a ton, especially in recent years. So I, I'm down for them to try it, but it. Unfortunately, it's Sony doing it, so it's probably not
exactly.
gonna be
That's your reservation right there. It's not the reservation of like if it was its own thing. Oh, Donald Glover is playing this character that is in a band and he hypnotizes people and steals their wallets. It's like, oh, okay, that sounds like it'll be funny. But no, I'm sorry, no. And let's just end. I don't even want to talk more about Sony right now. So Cali Comics. My son wants to be the wall in a Spidey film. I don't blame your son. I don't. All right. Now, guess what time it is, Joe?
Is it time for everyone to show off their fresh gets of the week? Or no, we're saying hi to people. We're saying hi to people.
But before we do, we got to say a special shout out to Dale McCown, whose birthday it is today. Happy birthday. Thank you for joining us on your birthday. Tell us if you got birthday cake, if you got birthday presents, if you got birthday, I don't know. What else do they give out on birthdays? I don't know. I guess I covered everything. So yeah, let us know how things are going. Go ahead, Joe. Have at it. It's the last show of the year. Joe's gonna have at it. His favorite part of the show.
All right, let's see who's here. Well, we got Dale. Happy birthday, Sean Miller. How you doing? I'm gonna say hi to you, even though you badmouthed my man Robert Pattinson. We got Caleb Leland in the house. How you doing? Raising Elm, who I chatted with just earlier today. Cali Comics. What's up? What's up? Comic Toby 420, Mark Leneker, a great member of the community, P. Keel, Josh's Comics, who it's his first time coming to the show. In fact, I just told him about it yesterday. Great guy.
Joining. Yes,
who's he showed up to my Back Deck Comic Fest and done stuff in the local area. Who else? Of course, Dan De La Tiebreaker, the man with the plan.
Dan De La Tiebreaker. You got the greatest nickname. Yeah, absolutely.
We got Spider Dude 71 as well. Phil Ailing, Norin Rad 82, the Silver Surfer himself. And I'm seeing repeat names. Anybody else?
We got some new ones since you just said. We got Dr. Frankenstein. Frankenstein. Whatever.
That's my wife.
Oh, hello. I like that. I like that name. We got, who else do we have? We had somebody else here. Phil Ailing. We got Comic Noob. Guys, we got a great crew for our last show of the year. Mind you, we'll be on Mondays starting in 2023 on January the 9th. We'll go over how Fresh from the Comic Shop is going to work. We will continue it on when we get to the Fresh from the Comic Book Shop segment. But before we do that, Chris does an excellent job on this segment. It's called Props or Flops. So Chris, again, is with his family. He's doing okay. Everything is fine. So Joe is going to take over Props or Flops this week, and it's quite a responsibility because you can't mess it up. You can't mess it up. I will come after you personally if you do. I know the
weight of the world, the weight of this entire channel and the live chat right now is resting on my delicate, supple shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. I have an idea. I have a roundabout idea of your whereabouts, where you live. Yeah. I've never been over at your house, but I do know that. I'm not going to say it where you're from, but anyways, yeah, let's just get into it. What's that?
America.
Yes. I have a roundabout idea of where you live, and it's in this country called America. It's in the Americas. Okay, so here we go. We Props or Flops is fantastic, by the way. Upload any comic. If you have questions about a specific comic and you want us here on the show to talk about it, or other people in the community to talk about it, give it props or flops, just upload it to Instagram. Use the hashtag Props or Flops. Be sure to tag Comic Book Canon, Journals Comics, Joe, because he likes answering this stuff as well. At 360 Comics. By the way, you need to be following 360 Comics. If you're not, shame on you. The tags are all over the place in the title and down below in the description. Tell us why this book interests you, why you're asking if it's a props or a flops, and we'll break down the market live on our show. Each week, we'll pick 2 to 3 books. We have 2 excellent books this week. We're just going to get right into it. And as you said, Raising Elm. Love us some Raising Elm on this. he's so creative. He's very, very creative. What do we got? Where is Raising Elm? Did I forget to load this stuff? Oh boy, if I did, this is embarrassing. I don't. Oh no, there. I got it. All good.
Ooh,
Listen to this. Over 2 years ago, I really began educating myself more on the history and the value of comic books. A big thank you to Chris from Journos and Drew from Como. Good friend of the show, Drew. By the way, for all the knowledge y'all share, I've bought comics off and on throughout my life, but the books I picked up were normally dollar bin books. Back in August of 2020, I finally pulled the trigger on a Daredevil issue number 7 for $300, which was the most expensive book I had ever purchased up to that point. I spent months searching on eBay and other sites before I decided on this book. The book has one mark in pen near the bottom of the front cover, a tiny piece missing from the top right corner, and a few minor spine ticks. The waviness is just the poly bag he's mentioning, if you guys see that. Other than that, the book is in beautiful condition, probably mid-grade in my opinion. With the success of the Netflix series, Charlie Cox's awesome performance in the titular character, I can't say that word, wow, without blushing. In the upcoming MCU Daredevil Reborn series, I feel that this book is props all day. What do you all think? We're gonna guess that this is the first appearance of Submariner and Daredevil in a comic book together. So maybe I'm not sure. But Joe, your thoughts?
All right, so I'm a huge Daredevil fan. So the actual key significance of this book is that Daredevil. This is the first time he's in the red suit, the solid red suit.
Oh shit. Shame on me. Okay, yeah.
It's all good. Okay. It's all good.
Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk.
So, talking about this book, I'm just going to straight up say it and agree with Caleb Leland, who put it in the chat already. This book is a props. Mark Lineker said it 100%. This is not only an early, 7th issue of Daredevil. I believe this would be his 8th or 9th appearance, an early appearance. It's a Silver Age book. It's got a fantastic, I believe, Bill Everett cover. Pretty sure he did all the early Daredevil covers. It's got an appearance from Namor, which, obviously a character that's gaining popularity now. And most importantly, it is the first appearance of Daredevil in his classic red suit. He does have 7 appearances in his yellow suit prior to this. So I guess this technically would be his 8th appearance then.
Okay.
So this is the quintessential Daredevil suit. That the yellow one was not, it was short-lived. Like I said, 7 issues. It's the first 6 issues of this and Amazing Spider-Man 16 are the only, at least I'm pretty sure the only appearances in the yellow suit. There might be one more, but this is the suit that we think of. This book is, I have a friend who is a huge Daredevil fan, and he puts this book second on his list after Daredevil 1, being the ultimate key, the first appearance of the character. This comes second. This comes before first appearance of Elektra, first appearance of Bullseye, first meeting with Kingpin, comes before all the Frank Miller stuff. This book right here. So, I got to give this book a props all day. You got it for a good price. And, it's a Silver Age, maybe not major key, but it is certainly like inches below major if it's not considered major.
Yeah, my ignorance is showing. Like that was pathetic that I didn't put 2 and 2 together. That it's the first red
suit. It's okay.
Suit.
We forgive you. We know your head's a little bit clogged up with your love of DC, the lesser of the 2 publishing companies.
Well, I'm not going to go head to head because I love characters in DC. I love characters in Marvel. I do lean more towards Marvel, but I want both of them to succeed.
Do you lean more towards Marvel?
Huh?
Do you lean more towards Marvel?
I do.
Really?
How dare you? How dare you? I've known you for how long? How dare you?
Maybe it's because I lean so far towards Marvel that anyone kind of looks like they're leaning more towards DC to me. Like I'm really only Batman and Bat Family. That is the only real DC stuff that I'm into.
I think Mark Lineker wants us to throw fists. So, love it. Anyways, I think it's absolutely a props, especially for the price you got that for. It's a significant historic moment for Daredevil, who's only going to get more traction with Daredevil, with the Disney Plus series. And I feel like I'm saying grass is green at this point. So that's good, Raising Elm. Definitely a good pickup right there. Props all day from us. There was no flops in the messages or in the comments here either. So 100%. Fight it out with a beer chug.
I don't drink, but I'll drink some ginger ale.
Ooh, you'll get gas right up here.
I got the burps. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
That'd be good for the live show. Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, free girls in your city. Let's block these people. That's great. Unless you guys want some free girls
in my city.
Yeah, they apparently know where you live.
Oh no.
You let it out. You live in America, buddy. You live in America. All right, moving on. We have our second props or flops here. And this is from 630 Collectibles. Here is a mid-grade copy of Aquaman 29 that I got off the eBay. I like how he says the eBay for the Bay for $60.50, including taxes and fees. By the way, guys, definitely tell us how much you got it for. It helps us determine if this was, overall a props or a flops. This is the first appearance of Ocean Master. I think this book would have went for much more had the seller chose a better action end time, but maybe the price on this one is really down a lot. Chris, would you give this purchase a props or a flops? Chris, meaning Joe. Go ahead.
I mean, before I get into this, Phil, I agree. I agree with your EAGLES, Eagles.
Damn, dude. What do how many minutes are we? 35 minutes in the show. We have not said anything about the Eagles.
I know. Ridiculous.
Go Birds! 13-1! Birds! Dallas lost today, too.
I know. Double whammy. And Argentina won.
Oh, I was rooting for Messi as well. So, anyways.
Yeah. Okay, so back to this book. This falls into a lot of the same categories as the last book. It's a Silver Age book. I would even call this one a more major key than the first Daredevil red suit. This is actually the first appearance of a character, and as far as Aquaman goes, really one of the main characters. It's in my eyes, as someone who's not super well versed on Aquaman, it's Black Manta, Ocean Master, and Mira as the three main supporting characters. They can get first appearances from this era. And correct me if I'm wrong about that. Anyone in the chat, please feel free to speak up. The market is down on a lot of things right now. Pretty much everything across the board. That being said, when you can pick up what I would call major Silver Age villain appearance for $60 in mid-grade or even low grade, I think that's a good deal. And not only that, but DC has the potential here. Marvel books are going to be higher because the movies are good and people are going to see them. DC has not quite had that level of success, that much of a pull on the mainstream that Marvel has had. So DC, especially Silver Age stuff, and of course Golden Age that's often out of reach, definitely has tons of potential. I give this one a props for sure.
All right, I'm gonna. We still want you guys are giving us actually Peak Hill. We're holding it to you, not a prop, not a flop. It's a flat for me. You can't. It has to be either or. Sorry, buddy. That's how this works. So for me, I'm gonna give this a prop because of the price you got it at. If we're looking at a mid grade, if we're looking at a mid grade copy, raw copy, that's going for $150 fair market. So you did okay. All $6.50 all in. You did really well on that because again, this guy, he has a history with DC. He has a history in the films. He's going to be in the first and the second one. Whether we keep Aquaman's history or not within the DCU, that remains to be seen. But Joe said it, he's up there with Mira, Black Manta, and Orm. So I'm props all day on this. Absolutely, I feel like we had some real these choices seem easy for me, or maybe not you guys, but definitely seems easy for me. So props all day on this one.
Yeah, I think the main thing is, from what I understand, and I'm not the one who came up with the idea for this. This was Chris's brainchild. This props or flop segment, but this is supposed to be about investment. And when I think investment, I don't think speculation. I'm talking more long-term investments. And these are Silver Age keys. They're not making any more of them.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going out and finding a box of 60 high grade, first appearance of Ocean Master. That's just, it's not happening anymore. That being said, over time, the price is going to go up on these if the market continues as it has over the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years of comic book collecting. And DC right now has the opportunity to expand its market just by having a fleshed out cinematic universe.
Yeah, we're hearing all these things about the fair market value of DC Comics and how now would be a good time to buy. Don't take it from us or anybody else that says this to you. Figure that out on your own if it's best for you.
Sure.
But with you know a downturn in the market in general, not comic book market, but just the market, and the idea that somebody with the pedigree of James Gunn coming in to kind of organize everything, it's not a bad idea to kind of jump in and pick a few books you've been eyeing as maybe the things that you could see potentially down the road. So absolutely. So P. Keel, thank you for letting us know. Pope of Chillytown. I don't know if you've ever been in this show, but don't sleep on DC keys. Everyone who thinks I wish I bought Marvel keys. Yeah, actually, that's what we just kind of said. So
Jeff, that's my buddy Mike. I do claim shows with him. I do live conventions with him. He's helped me run my table, and we've split tables before. And he does a great Sunday morning comic sermon on Instagram Live. You should definitely check him out and maybe have him on the show sometime.
Absolutely. Yeah, just for the name alone, Pope of Chillytown. 100%. Is it Pope of Chillytown on Instagram?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
There's a bunch of dots in there, but you'll find it.
All right, we'll find it. It's a very unique name. Right there, that ends Props or Flops, guys. This is a really fun segment. We love dishing out all of our opinions. You know, there's no wrong answer, to be honest with you, unless you're wrong, in my opinion. But as we just to remind you, just upload any comic to Instagram that you want us, that you bought, that you want us to kind of analyze to see if it was a props or a flops in terms of an investment. Use the hashtag props or flops. Make sure to tag Comic Book Canon. Make sure to tag Journals Comics and tag Joe, because Joe loves talking about this. He can talk this till the cows come home, but he does not have cows at his house. Tell us why this book interests you. We'll break it down live on the show. But the next segment, the next props or flops, will be in 2023 on a Monday night starting January the 9th. That's our first show. So stick with us, follow us, subscribe. You'll get all the information that you need. And here we are, Joe. And here we are to one of the best segments ever created on a show that's below public access production quality on the YouTube.
This is the best segment on a comic book related live YouTube show that occurs on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, hosted by a guy named Jeff. And
of all time, right? Yeah, of all time.
Straight up, undeniable.
I can't remember the name though. You're gonna have to play the game. What fresh from the what?
Fresh from the fish market. So you show off your shiniest scales. No, not that one. No.
God, you'd be so much fun around my daughter. She would crack up at you.
I taught elementary school for a while. I know how to talk to the kids.
It's very good.
Anyway, fresh from the comic shop.
Fly from the Preston Salon. That's right. We ask you, the audience, to send in your fresh gets each and every week. Fresh gets can be 2 days old. They can be 30 years old. As long as they're fresh in your collection, we want to see them. Not only are you going to be able to show off your fresh gets, you're going to be eligible to win prizes. That's right, prizes. A grand prize each and every month from EGS Comics. That's right, EGS. They are so unique in the game of slabbing here. You not only they'll give you the grade. They're the first ones to give you full clarity on why they graded it the way they did. They just released their brand new slabs, which differentiate themselves from the others. But more importantly, you get to customize these cases. It's not like CGC, CBS, PGX, where it's that's all it is, a standard thing, and maybe pay a little extra to get Wolverine on the cover. No, you tell them what color, you tell them a gradient, you tell them you want this image here, this image there. Tony Trombetta from EGS will do it for you. Not only that, you got 5% off by just watching us and use this code. 5% off using the code Canon5. Again, optional custom labels, free grader notes, fast turnaround times. Legit, the real deal. I'm sending in 2 books to them probably this week. My daughter's comic book and that Spider-Man comic book signed by Stan Lee. We talked about that. So I'm excited to get that done. I have an idea of what I want that Spider-Man comic to be and my daughters. So yeah, exciting stuff. So guys, absolutely. We don't have the slab ready to announce as to what it's going to be for December just yet. But we will get to that. It'll be another amazing slab because they kill it. Do we have the example of last month's? I mean, this is the one we have from last month. It was Silver Surfer Rebirth. Look at that, how gorgeous that book is. Nerds Being Geeks won that last month. Anyways, talking fast, bro. I'm talking too fast. We are going to first get in. We had a semifinals, the first semifinals of December last week. We had E. Marvell with his Garbage Pail Kids #1 comic book. And we had C to the G with X-Men 143. Let's check it out, shall we? And see who won. Oh my goodness, C to the G, X-Men 143 over E. Marvell's Garbage Pail Kids by a whopping, 70%? Quite people, even our E. Marvell voted for that X-Men book, he admitted. But really, it's a good showing by both, though. Absolutely. So, C to the G, you're moving on to the finals, and we are going to pick that finalist in the next 2 weeks. We'll get to that in a second. But in terms of looking to see what we'd like to see when we judge these books to get you to a semifinals, we look for presentation. Give us a unique, well-composed shot. Get creative with it. Have fun. I'm going to bring these the semifinal image up again. You can see E. Marvell always kills it with the colors. He's got crazy colors, lighting colors. And then as we see the X-Men 143 in front of the Christmas tree, that's well done as well. Like, have it tie into the book. Do something fun with it. Unique story. What does this, a unique book, I'm sorry. Unique doesn't mean it's $30,000, but a unique could be a book that we haven't seen before. Mark Leneker brings that each and every week. He's very good with that. And finally, story. What does this book mean to you? Have it pull at our heartstrings with this. Does it remind you of your father? Does it remind you of your best friend growing up who gave you your first comic book? Tell us what it means to you. That goes a long way. Am I right, Joe?
You are correct there, sir.
Yeah. We got heartstrings that people can pull. 100%. I know people that pull my heartstrings and I cry. All right, moving on. We're just going to get right into it. We're going to share our comic books that we got this week, if that's okay with you. It always is. We're going to show your comic books. It's not a long list. I think everybody's busy for the holidays. So that means it's even, you'll probably have a better chance of moving on to the semifinals. Here we go with Son of Comics, Thanos, Death Note, #1, Ed McGuinness, 1 in 50 variant. Thanos is definitely one of my favorite villains next to the Batman Who Laughs. I'd say, honestly, I would take Thanos over Batman Who Laughs any day of the week. The covers in this series look outstanding. This 1 in 50 looks outstanding. And I'm not that big of an Ed McGuinness fan, but I do like his Thanos 100% there. So good stuff. Son of Comics, Mark Leneker. We just spoke your name, buddy. Mark Leneker. Look at this. The holiday cheer is here. Here's Walt Disney's Christmas Parade from 1941, which is also the first Dell Giant in an early Uncle Scrooge appearance. His 5th, I believe. Cover by Walt Kelly and interior art and story by Carl Banks and others. These oversized books were published for the holidays and special occasions until 1962. 25 cents got you a 132-page comic back in the day. Jesus. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Same to you, Mr. Leneker. We love you. So here we are, Joe. Your first fresh get of the week.
We're going to me.
By the way, Mark is going to destroy me. I walked into a comic shop for the first time in weeks Wednesday. So go ahead. Mark is always, Joe is always finding the good stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I got some cool stuff. Last weekend, I got to visit my little nephew who was just born a month ago.
Congratulations!
Oh yeah, awesome. He's my second nephew, and he was awesome. Obviously, a bundle of joy. And also, while I was down there in Virginia, I went to a couple of places, flea markets, and of course,
shocking. I didn't know you did
familiar with the area. They've got a store called Second and Charles. There aren't a lot up here in the Northeast, but more south you go, they appear. And I found some pretty cool stuff for really cheap. In fact, I think people pass these up because these are the Perez covers rather than the Jim Lee covers that are a little bit more popular. But this is Infinite Crisis 3 and 5. This is the first appearance of Jaime Reyes, and then the first appearance of Jaime Reyes as Blue Beetle. Now, especially with issue number 5, the Jim Lee cover has Blue Beetle on the cover. So that's the one typically people will go for. But nonetheless, the Perez covers are still great. Still the first appearance of the character and the character as Blue Beetle in costume. And these were $3 a piece. These were less than the cover price of a current comic. So
that's a great get right there.
Easy pickup. Easy pickup.
And I'm gonna use a little not sleuthing, but like just using a little intuition. The fact that they just released a Blue Beetle poster for the film, the fact that James Gunn retweeted that shows full support in the project.
Yep.
So that's why I think that's a great get right there.
Sure.
Because I think there's a future for him. I mean, you can't go by the pictures alone. But that costume looks incredible that we saw on set. Yeah. So I'm psyched. I'm pretty psyched about that.
And honestly, that movie could bomb off a cliff. It could be like Morbius level bad, and that book will still be worth more than $3, both of them. For sure.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. By the way, Pete Keel, gonna start a porn mag grading service. Call it Smut. Sexual matters under the table. No DNA will be sold to third-party services. Oh my God, that's absolutely incredible. All right, good stuff. All right, moving on. We got 360. We got 360. That's you. I had to show this. I knew you were going to be on. You're not eligible, but I had to show this, and I'm going to read what you posted here. These were definitely my favorite part of the magazine district. By the way, I didn't even realize this. I'm having you literally go back to back. These were definitely part of my of the magazine distro collection that I picked up this week. 18 copies of the first ever Wolverine solo title. A few of them were in very fine range, but the majority fell into new mint. I only sold a few and gave one to a friend, so the rest will be sent off to CGC for grading. Cross your fingers for some 9.8s. I'm in your corner, buddy. I hope that happens. But I loved this, by the way. I absolutely loved this find for you.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, this was only the second best book in the collection.
Did you gather so many collections? Have you talked about it on the show, this specific collection?
Not on the show. I did a video on my YouTube channel, and I talked about all the keys that were worth talking about. I have not yet posted the biggest book. That one will probably come tomorrow. I think I'll post that on Instagram tomorrow.
I can't wait for that. You guys all need to be following 360. He gets some great gets. Absolutely. Your luck's going to run out at some point. Okay. I'm just letting you know.
It's all about the hustle, man. All about the hustle.
I don't root for that, but I feel it's coming on. Speaking of luck, I mean, look how lucky I am. I'm going to do my first fresh get of the week. I got Black Adam number 5. I've been enjoying this series. I've read the first 2, 3 issues, maybe. I'm so behind, but I do enjoy this, especially even though it's stupid to call him as the White Adam, but I'm liking where this series is going. I was a little meh with Black Adam the movie. I saw it for the first time last night, but I decided to keep picking this up because I enjoy it. I had never read Priest's work before, but I do like what's going on with this. All right, moving on. We got Nori Jordan. Here we go. Guys, it's not a Thunderbolts. I figured this week I would mix things up and not do any Thunderbolts or Bullseye. Instead, I'm really getting creative and paying tribute to Lady Bullseye. It has only been 2 years since I got back into collecting after a 20-year break, so there has been a lot of catching up to do. Lady Bullseye is a very interesting character that I am still learning about, and I was excited to pick her first appearance up. Variant covers by Terry Dodson and David Aja. These are both beautiful covers, and the Aja cover is very rare. Happy holidays, everyone. Yo, Nori Jordan is relentless. If he wants something, if he wants all of the copies ever printed, he will get it. And I'm not I think it's great that you got this, but I'm not surprised you get any sort of rare issues. You are absolutely relentless. I love this pickup too, by the way. So yeah. And getting some comments as well. Nori Jordan throwing us for a loop. 100%. All right. Joe, your second fresh get of the week.
Yeah. So let's see. We did the current stuff. This book's a copper book. I love collecting things that are scarce, harder to find. And this book, probably at first look, is not very exciting. This is Batman number 436, the first appearance of Tim Drake, the third Robin. But if you ever take a look at this book, make sure you look up in this corner right here, because the DC logo on this book is green. But that is not the typical color. Usually it's blue. That is the first printing of the book. I did not know this second printing existed. I've never come across one with the green logo until a friend was asking to sell some slabs to me in order to raise some money for some expenses that he had, as well as Christmas. And this was in there. And he's like, yeah, this is a second print. Had never seen a green DC logo on this book before. There have been extremely few sales. In fact, there have been 2 sales this year. Both are right around $500 for a 9.8. Prior to that, there has not been a sale of a 9.8 of this book since 2019. So the entire comic boom, not a single sale of this book in a 9.8. I don't know if those $500 sales are like a crazy inflated price just because it's not out there, or if that's actually legitimately what these go for. But either way, this is staying in the personal collection for sure.
I love that book in general. I had no idea about that.
Me neither.
So that's a great get. I like, I'm gonna pull mine out, which I got off the rack. I doubt it's the green logo, but I'm curious.
You never know.
And by the way, that was all. It was Batman Year 3, right?
Yeah, this is Year 3, book 1, I think, right?
Yeah,
it's part 1 of 4.
You got that George Perez cover. It's great. It's gorgeous. That
is that Perez cover? Oh my gosh, it is a Perez cover. Huh.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Good stuff again. I knew you'd bring it. 2 in a row, 2 for 2. All right, moving on. We got a new friend here, Josh Comics 01. And here we go. It's here, Batman 234 for Silver Age appearance of Two-Face. His first appearance back since 1954. It is lower grade, but I'm extremely happy with the purchase. This is the first in a project of mine, which is to collect all Batman's Rogue Gallery first appearances. I love that. I love that Grail type of mentality right there, Josh. And we are here to support you. Please keep us updated in your search. That's really awesome. All right. My second fresh get of the week. I'm loving these covers, guys. I'm way behind, though. Way behind in reading. I'm maybe at issue 19. But Star Wars Darth Vader, number 28. It's just, I mean, come on. That cover is
that's creepy.
Exactly. Soft and
creepy cover.
What's his face? Ian, what's his
McDiarmid?
Yeah, McDermott. He just passed away. I was like shocked.
No. When?
Like last week or 2 weeks ago.
What?
Yeah.
How have I seen nothing on social
media? I know,
that's
me too. That's the let me just double check.
That's the Emperor.
Exactly. He was just in a movie.
He's been the Emperor since Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure he just passed away. I saw something like that. Anyways, we'll look that up. Somebody in the stream.
Did you see a death hoax online and think
maybe that was it? I fell for that. Damn it. All right, moving on. We got let us know. Hey, Matt Stadge is in the house. Nice to see you, buddy. Okay, moving on. We got, and let me know if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I saw that about you.
I hope you are.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We got Comic Demon. I love these covers. I love the look of this character, Hallows Eve. I have not read the issue yet, but I'm into this. Comic Demon. Here's my new comics from 3 weeks back, catching up on my post with the crazy Spidey run of books. And he did have quite the crazy run. There was a ton of Spidey books that I guess he picked up at his shop right there. But those 2 books, I really like those covers. Yeah, good stuff. Who knows what's going to happen with that character, but she's a fun one. All right, moving on. We're going to go with your last fresh get of the week, Joseph.
I just want to say a couple things. One, according to the internet, he's still alive. So I don't know if you saw a misguided information or if
that's my bad. I don't like putting that out there at all. Yeah. So anyways, moving on.
Anyway,
third
all good. I just want to say sorry, who did the last book?
Comic Demon.
I almost did that book. I almost pulled that out, but I figured someone else would probably do it because that was a real popular book this week. So, anyway, my last get, I actually got this on Whatnot, and I got this from a friend of mine on Whatnot who does a Whatnot show every Monday night at 10 p.m. And he's got some bangers. That's Bronzeville Comics, my buddy Jim. Check out what I got from him.
Oof. Oh, beautiful. Best for last, right?
Spider-Man. Yeah, I went in reverse order from like chronologically.
I like it. I love it.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 34. One of the last Steve Ditko covers. Kraven the Hunter, classic cover for sure. P.S. You're going to see some Ditko from me in the near future that is going to be very exciting. So look out for that. But
that's so Ditko right there. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and filling in, I'm working on my ASM run. I have everything from 60 on. So it's all the early issues that I'm working on right now. And this is one that I did not have any copies of. And this is a pretty sharp mid-grade copy. Definitely check out Bronzeville Comics on Whatnot. And he's got a YouTube channel and a great Instagram as well.
Dan De La Tiebreaker says you win. I don't know.
I can't win. I'm the co-host today.
He is not eligible. All right. Finally, dude, that book, I love it. Outstanding. I'm excited to see more of your Ditko collections here. We got 630 Collectibles. Shout out to Phil Noto for this cover. My dad is a retired landscaper. When I was a kid, I used to help him during the summer. When I called in, when I called in sick from school, quote unquote sick, by the way, I got really into Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. I probably butchered that name. Anime and trading card games around the time when it started becoming big in the early 2000s. Since I had a paycheck in the summer, I would go to my local comic shop and buy packs of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and
Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's what I said. Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards for one of my birthday parties. I decided to include a comic book as a party favorite. That comic was not Extreme X-Men 1, the original. It was actually Gambit number 4. I forgot the volume. But that introduced me to buying comic books. I've always been a fan of the X-Men and Extreme X-Men. Look cool when I would flip through the back issues. It was also really cheap then, and it is still now. Both these reasons made me want to complete the whole Extreme X-Men run. Anyway, this comic book in the photo is the Extreme X-Men #1 variant from the new volume. This variant is an homage by Phil Noto to the original #1's cover by Salvador LaRocca. I just opened my comicshop.com order and saw 2 copies of this, and it brought back all the memories. A few years later, I stopped collecting for years, all the way until 2020, and haven't you heard this story before? Actually, we did. We had another story, I think, from Nori Jordan, similar. Right now, I'm in the process of moving. Otherwise, I would have included the original in the photo. Just felt like sharing in case anyone else liked Extreme X-Men back in the day. These are the things we want to hear from you guys. That right there is a story. Those stories we love to hear. What these books mean to you. That goes a long way, 630 Collectibles. So right there, that ends our submissions for the week. But our friend Joe here has a big, big responsibility. And while he's doing that, taking care of that, I'll show you my last fresh get of the week. Again, the cover's awesome. The cover's awesome. By the way, Cable Leland, aka Caleb, says that Ian is still alive. I have no idea where I got that, and that's my bad. I don't like saying that stuff. All right, Darth Vader, number 29. Stop with this cover. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
So good.
I want to start reading this run just for the covers.
Oh, this run's excellent. This run is excellent. You have to read this run. You'll love it.
And every Darth Vader run is excellent.
This is when he first finds out about Lucas, his son. He wants to hunt down the people responsible for keeping that from him. So it's really cool how all of these stories are. It's so creative how they fit these stories within these pillars that we had growing up. Anyways, I'll get off that tip. Oh, here we go with this question again. Is 630 the Bizarro 360? We've heard that one before, but it never gets old. And Joe has responsibility, ? From Brownsville.
Oh, hey, Jim's here. Thank you for the book, Jim. Much appreciated.
Yeah, gorgeous book. And yeah, Dan, thank you. I'm going to bring it up again, Dan. it blew me away, this cover. I love the reflection in Darth Vader's helmet. So good. So good. Anyways. Joseph, we got some things to talk about. Well, one thing really.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Well, I did some math as always.
Because you do have a special algorithm for Fresh from the Comic Shop.
I used the quadratic equation this time in honor of high school math teacher Jim from Bronzeville Comics.
Shout out.
I came up with mine.
Is that Marker Smell?
Yes. I'm a little lightheaded after all this math that I did. I'm not gonna show what's going on.
Oh my God, Joe. This is like wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I came up with some things. You want to say at the same time? Do you want to go one at a time?
One at a time.
One at a time? Do you want me to go first?
You considering that you are the kind of the rookie, you'll always be the rookie because we all have tenure here.
Yeah.
You'll get one of the hazings is that you have to do this all by yourself because we don't want any bad feelings here.
Am I just picking here then?
Yeah, geared towards us. I'm sorry.
All right, so
I do have one that sticks out for sure. Yeah, actually two.
I mean, a lot of them stick out. I mean, Mark Lineker's was really cool. Josh's comics with the Two-Face collecting the whole Batman, Rogues Gallery. But that guy 360 Comics with all those Wolverines, that was the best one. He wins. No, I'm just kidding. I'll say this. In the end, when everything's simplified down to what's 2 + 2, 2 + 2 equals Nori.
Nori Jordan was my one too that stuck out.
All right, cool. We agree then.
Congratulations, Nori Jordan. You are moving on to the semifinals, the second semifinals in December. You'll go up against next week's semifinalists. And let's explain this a little bit because we're going to be off for the next 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah. We come back on Monday, January 9th. So how is Fresh from the Comic Shop going to work? Well, you're still going to submit those comic books in as you would every week. So again, keep submitting those Fresh from the Comic Shop segments in or submissions in. This week, we will pick a semifinalist from there, and we'll pick our finalists from that group. And then everybody go head to head. We have C to the G as a finalist. We'll pick our next finalist. And then continue to send in your books for January. We'll start a whole new month. It's exciting stuff, man. I can't believe this year. It's been a great year. We've had a lot of growth, a lot of fun. We had new graphics, new friends, new family members, people. You got a new nephew. It's fantastic. Yeah. I'm super grateful for being able to spend my time with all of you fine people out here. Chris and I allude, life's been hard at times, and you guys have all been a pillar for us. We hope we've been something of a positive thing to you guys and enjoyable. But I truly appreciate it. And Joe, I'm not bullshitting here. You are one of the finest people I've met through this community. I can't wait to hang out with you when I make it down to Philly next.
You're telling people where I live? No, I'm just kidding. Everyone knows
I Philly. I mean,
I post myself at Philadelphia and New Jersey events all the time. People.
All right. But we'll go get some tasty cakes, perhaps a cheesesteak somewhere. Not a Patagino's. Oh, we'll have to hit up Wawa. We got to hit up Wawa. Thank you. Now that I know there's one right down the street from you. But yeah, seriously, man, if you guys are not following Joe, you need to. He finds some amazing collections. He gives some amazing tips. He is a fun individual that likes the Philadelphia Eagles as much as I do.
Go Birds.
Or was Philadelphia. Yeah, go Birds. Philadelphia Eagles as much as I do. Joe, this is your platform. This is your time to shine. Tell us what your thoughts are for the previous year.
Yeah, so I mean, I started this YouTube and, the social media part of comics. I got into that in the second half of 2020. And I was just starting off, second half of 2021. And I was just starting off then. So this was my first full year really diving into this as a community thing, as a, YouTube creator, doing sales on Instagram and stuff. And I honestly am having such a good time. Like I've met, not just you, but also Jim and Mike, who are in the chat right now, who I talk to on a almost daily basis. Those guys would never know them if not for comics, despite me and Mike living a few miles away from each other.
That's crazy.
And, Josh from Josh's Comics, we've met up a couple times and stuff like that. This community is awesome. I just want to keep meeting people. I want to keep hanging out. I want to keep searching for my own books and also passing books on to other people through sales and giveaways and stuff like that. And 360 Comics is not slowing down in 2023. That's for sure.
Yeah. Again, you're one of the finest members of this community. Key, gotta answer this question before we leave, by the way. What the hell is a Wawa? First of all, it's one word. Okay. One word. I don't know what a Wawa is. It's Wawa. And who's going to have the pleasure of explaining it? I have my way. You probably have your way. You probably don't have to explain it that much. I don't live in the area anymore, but go.
So Wawa is the indigenous word for a Canadian goose. It originally started as, get this, an armory. They sold ammunition and stuff during the Civil War. Way back in the 1800s, they eventually, after that, when the need was less for ammunition and stuff, became a dairy farm, and a place to go get your dairy and your eggs and stuff like that. And over time, morphed into a convenience store and deli, eventually becoming all access gas stations and stuff like that. You can go in there. Super Wawas, as they called, as opposed to the legacy stores, which don't have the gas stations. Not a lot of those left. But yeah, it's a place where you can go get food, primarily gasoline, other convenience store goods. If you need a pack of gum before going on a hot date, that's where you stop. You stop at Wawa and pick it up. Maybe you need some deodorant too. Grab it there. Everything you need.
I love how thorough you are, because what I do is I say it's just an upscale 7-Eleven. It's fantastic.
It's well beyond a 7-Eleven.
I said it's an upscale. You can order your sandwiches using a computer. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
You get to go in there drunk.
It's not a general store? No, general store.
Not a general store.
That is insulting. For goodness sakes. Let's send this here.
It's a place to go at 2 a.m. when you get kicked out of the bar and you're pissed drunk, but you're starving and you need a meatball sub.
I knew you'd go meatball. I knew it. We're two.
I don't even eat meatballs.
It's so good. It's so good. All right. Anyways, again, we truly appreciate you. We'll be back here. Chris will be back next year. January 9th, Monday, January 9th will be our first show of 2023. We're hoping to go bigger and better next year. I can't say it enough. We just truly appreciate you all. We want you all to be happy, healthy, be safe this holiday season. And most importantly, be good to yourselves and be good to others. We will see you in 2023. Peace.